Okay, so all I did here was plug this connector back in. So I guess my short is this side, which is odd because when I probe, um, this is actually a new one to me. So you can get your injector off here, and really all you need is one because you just need that common side. Let me pause here while I. Okay, so I got my probe there. That's the return wire. Let me go grab my. So that return wire should be red blue. That should be this injector here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I actually don't know for sure, but regardless, it most likely is, since I've never probed this wire. Here's red blue. Now when I plug in my T42 here, yeah, that's your round plug. I get a short to ground, or get a short to the probe, so I get contact there. Now let me go show you what I'm talking about. So I got my red blue wire that I just showed you, and right now I got nothing to ground. Here's ground. These are big grounding straps. That's negative side of your battery. All right, nothing. Now we'll go plug this guy back in, and now I'll get a short to ground. Okay, got my short to ground. So what that tells me is my short to ground is through this wire here. Now that's a new symptom for me. Now I'll show you some other symptoms involving that same wire. So my mass sensor here is tied into that circuit, and I'll probe this pin here and I'll pull. Okay, so that tells me something there actually. So that should be the same circuit, and I'm connected into my injector here. There's no continuity there. Regardless of a short or not, when I plug my barrel in here, I should have continuity there. Now, what I'm going to check now is short to ground from that wire on the MAF sensor. So, yeah, yep, okay. I've tested that out earlier. Now, I know for certain that that red-blue wire is in the barrel side of the circuit. And I verified before that this wire here, let me pause here, was shorted to ground, which this plug has a ground in it. And okay, so that is a ground, but I also have a short to that wire there, which is brown white. Now this big brown ground, yes, there's bare wire there. I know that. I've seen that. It is not touching anything. That does not short out that circuit. Okay, so we're going to probe that wire now, and I'll show you the results that I get from that. So, once again, I'll set my continuity here and turn on the light. Now, that's a grounding stud, and that's off that plug. That's ground. That's odd. Because I have my ground here as well, and this is the ground that I was measuring earlier that had a ground between ground and power. This makes me wonder if there's an internal plane in the fuse box that has a short, has some dust on it. I mean, there's a lot of possibilities here. Now, we decide what to do about it. And for future reference, this is the fuel pump harness here. So we got our red, yellow, we got our brown ground. That is, I believe, the fuse section. And this blue and black wire is supposed to be for spoiler control and lights. Interesting, it's not on the headlight circuit. So we have a fire wire on here. Now, I was getting a short between the red, yellow, and ground, and purple, and pink, and brown and blue. Those two are the sending unit. That makes your fuel gauge work on your dash. When I take this out of circuit at the plug, the wire tests out fine. And there's no shorts. Once again, kind of makes me believe that there's a internal short in the fuse block here. I'll show you some of the other tests that I've been doing. I'm gonna pause here. Alright, just for the sake of video, you're gonna love when this all gets edited together. I'm gonna blow up a fuse here just to show you that this is what a blown up fuse looks like. Alright, so we got my fuse, I got my clips, and we're gonna blow it up right now. Oh, almost. Boom! So that's a blown fuse. So that's important because as of yet, I don't have any blown fuses, which leads me to believe that any internal protections that the designers of the board had in place have worked. So I really don't think that the ECU has an issue. Yes, I could pull it apart. Yes, I do have boards that have blown up. The fact that the motor is still receiving spark leads me to believe that's okay. That's simply because in order to send spark, the ECU, all these wires here, needs to send signal to the coil, and the coil is what sends your spark to your spark plugs. Now, if there was an issue with that, I wouldn't get spark. So the ECU is not sending signal to the fuel pump relay, apparently. The pump may be bad itself, I suppose. Now, I still haven't answered my question on why pins 1 and 23, I've been able to measure continuity across them. Let's see here, 26, 29, I got pages in here backwards. So there's how we're supposed to be. Let's see here. Pins. Where'd my pins go? Alright, pin 1. So here's pin 1. This comes in on, that's the 42, which is interesting. I need to test that. But regardless, that's still ground. 137 here. It's actually not listed on here, but that's got to be ground. 138 is either a misprint or something. Anyway, I can also kind of tell that's ground by this loop here. I got 137 and 15 here. Now, if that's accurate, then I should be connected. Let's see, 15, where's 15? 15 here is ground connection on cylinder head. Alright, so remember the track number here, 96 and 97, and we'll find those. 96, 97, I think we have to go to 91 maybe. 91's here. Okay, that doesn't matter. 51's back here. Alright, so we got the hall sender. Yeah, that would definitely, maybe not fire injectors, but it doesn't add up to why the pump's not turning on. Okay, we got 98 here. 98 comes in over here. Okay. Now we got 54 and 84. 84 is right here, mass airflow sensor. Okay, so that's the red blue wire that I was talking about. Now, okay, does that add up to why? 42. Interesting. So brown and yellow might be worth testing. Okay, but I was testing between that red and blue and the red and blue back here on the injector side. So that doesn't look like it should have the barrel connector in there, but it does. Again, these are all nuances of working on a Corrado. I'm going to stop here, upload these videos, and then I'll end up snipping them together. Oh, don't mind the go-go juice and the coffee powder.